And so we're starting to see this end-to-end journey, this mission fulfillment within one engine, which is super exciting.
We're joined by Rob from BCG. Thanks very much for being here. Rob, search is evolving so quickly. Just explain the sort of shifts that you're seeing and how it's changing the way people are discovering brands and information online.
Yeah, there's really three trends that I'm seeing. So the first one is really from keywords to questions to answers. And so in the past, you'd have your anchor keywords or your head keywords, and you'd search and you'd navigate, and then you'd go, click off site essentially and discover and then ultimately fulfill your customer mission. But now what we're seeing with a lot of these AI engines is you're actually completing that mission within the engine itself. And so think about it from question to answer. Another one that's really emerging is this notion, I like to call it from inquisition to acquisition or from search to sale. And it's really the completion of that full commercial journey within the engine. And so what you're starting to see now is you'll come in, you'll have some intent, you'll search for, let's say, a product. You'll get a number of those product reviews, you'll get price comparisons, you'll get ratings reviews, you'll have all the social proof right there, and you're even getting the opportunity to transact. And so we're starting to see this end-to-end journey, this mission fulfillment within one engine, which is super exciting. It has a lot of implications on commerce and a lot of implications on brands. The last one, which is search kind of adjacent, is social. And social's been around for a while, but I think what you're seeing now with Gen Alpha and Gen Z is really this dominance within social. So from a product and service perspective or a brand perspective, you really need to be omnipresent within social to then drive those queries back to the AI engines.
And in terms of the way people are searching, I mean, you've talked about optimizing for answer engines and AI visibility. What exactly does that mean? I mean, just explain how different that would be from traditional SEO.
Yeah, so in traditional SEO, what I like to say is you would always have content and relevancy first. So how do you make sure that you have relevant content on your site for your product and service that's meaningful to drive revenue? The next one would be visibility or technical visibility or readability. And so this would be, how do I make sure my content's surfaced so the bots essentially can see it, understand it, process it, index it. And then lastly, I like to talk about kind of popularity or reputation. And so in the SEO world, this was backlinks. And in the kind of AEO world, it's more citation and visibility. So it's offsite SEO. So a couple of kind of tactical things that I'm seeing you can do in the AEO world is, one, make sure your offsite strategy is robust. So how do you make sure your content, your branded content, is on Reddit, is on Wikipedia, is on ratings and review sites, is really out there and proliferated, so you can get citations back from these other websites. Another is very kind of pointed, is FAQ content. So, people are asking questions. If you can actually have those answers verbatim, essentially, on your site, and not necessarily in an FAQ section, but maybe integrated on your product detail pages or pages on where those questions might be asked, we're really seeing some great uptake from the answer engines, the AI engines. Lastly is measurement. So measurement historically in search has been about keyword volumes, rank, traffic. And now in answer engines, it's more about citations and visibility. And so it's tricky to take that leap from just being cited or mentioned to traffic. And so what we're doing is really setting up controlled pilots and trying to understand those relationships of inclusion, essentially, to traffic and then ultimately sales.
It really is moving so quickly. Well, Rob, thanks very much for joining us and talking
Yeah.
us through it.
Yeah, happy to. Thank you.